Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today, I'll be reviewing Founder's Breakfast Stout 2015. Now, if you guys remember, about two and a half years ago, I did review this beer, but it's been, since then, so I figured I'd revisit this in review form. I've actually had this every single year since 2010. I just don't review it every year because I think it gets a little bit boring, but this is really a beer that needs no introduction for most people. This is their coffee chocolate oatmeal double stout. So they're using flaked oats for mouthfeel. They're using two types of coffee as well as chocolate in this. So really cool stuff. Looking forward to revisiting this one with you guys since this is so fresh. Let's go ahead and check out the aroma. That just smells so good. Oh man, it's like having a fresh roasting pot of coffee. It is just crazy coffee forward. Yeah, it's like freshly brewed coffee. It's like black coffee. It's like espresso. You get like these roasted coffee notes. You get like coffee bean, like black coffee. It's so coffee forward, but it's got a lot of different nuances. Definitely getting a little bit of that chocolate in there. I'm getting like some milk and dark chocolate, a bit of roastiness from the malts as well. Maybe a touch of caramel sweetness as well, but this thing is just so dominated by the coffee. Like, again, just freshly brewed coffee, espresso, the actual coffee beans, the coffee grounds even. Yeah, smells fantastic. Let's go ahead and take our first sip. Oh my god. Oh wow. Just like in the aroma, this is all about the coffee. Up front, it's like black roasted coffee. There's a little bit of like an espresso kind of note going on in there for sure as well. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like an iced coffee basically. After that, I'm definitely getting some of the dark, kind of bittersweet chocolate notes. There's a little bit of that milk chocolate sweetness on the back end. Get a little bit of like a caramel kind of sweet note. Definitely getting those kind of bitter roasted malt notes on the back end as well. But mainly it's about this huge coffee flavor and then chocolate and then kind of the roastiness. But wow, this is tasting really good. As a matter of fact, this is tasting a lot better than I remember it tasting a few years ago. That is so damn good. I mean, you get like all of these different nuanced coffee notes without any of that kind of bitterness or acidity. It really plays well with the malt bill too because it's got those nice classic roasted Imperial stout notes, but they go perfectly with like the espresso and coffee and roasted ground notes. There's definitely, again, that kind of caramel sweetness in the background, but it's mild, and then a lot of chocolate in this one. But it's really nice because the chocolate kind of is nuanced with the coffee notes. It's definitely full-bodied. It's got a rich, creamy, coating mouthfeel. I mean, it's chewy, it's viscous, and I gotta say, incredibly smooth this year. I remember for the past couple of years thinking this was actually pretty boozy at release, which kind of sucks because that's where you're getting the most coffee as well, but no alcohol. I don't smell it, I don't taste it, I don't feel it, so it is dangerously drinkable, but damn, I'll tell you what, this batch is reminding me of why I fell in love with this beer in the first place. This is really good. Again, it's much better than the beer that I reviewed a few years ago, so in terms of a rating, I know that I said two and a half years ago, I gave this a 9.1. Well, this batch is getting a 9.6 out of 10. Phenomenal stuff. All of this just complex, full-bodied, crazy-ass coffee, aroma and flavor, tons of chocolate, milk and dark. It's got a nice bitterness to it, but it's not overly bitter, and it mixes well with these kind of sweeter notes as well, like the caramel and the milk chocolate. It's thick, it's chewy, it's perfect because Ohio is actually cooling down. It feels like fall right now, and this is the perfect beer to go along with it. So if you guys have not checked this year's release out, please go do so. It's drinking great. If you guys remember having previous releases and not being as excited as I was, or if you've had this year's and you're agreeing with me about how it just tastes even better than before, please leave me a comment. I'd be excited to hear it. Alright, that does it for this beer review. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. See ya.